I live in a mining town. Hundreds of people have died here trying to provide for their family. On 3 occasions, the mines killed 125 people in a single day, 39 the next, 75 after that. The rest? The mines took its time taking. I think fishing communities understand mining towns, and both can seize Chernobyl for what it is. It's a fascinating place, but it deserves dignity. I still remember that feeling when I saw the Ferris wheel for the first time. I had stepped out of a hotel and there was glass and broken stuff everywhere, and then all of a sudden I was on the steps and there it was. But what I remember most is having breakfast with this guy from Germany. He was a Pee Wee Herman Oswald Cobblepot type looking fella. And he had all these tinctures and potions to help him with the radiation. A couple other guys from Germany, strong alpha types, sat down with us, gave him a poke about his matcha tea. I don't know what he said, but when he started talking, those two guys hung their heads. And I knew right there, I was seeing something real. When the explosion happened, it created this thing called the elephant's foot. All the bad stuff of a nuclear explosion melted and went into the basement of the reactor. It's still there. It's still hot. It's still warm. It's still moving. It kills people who look at it. It's like Medusa. You have to be as cunning as Perseus to get a peek. My breakfast chum, with all those potions, he had come there to overcome his fears of the elephant foot. Someone who inspired him had taken a look, and they were dead within a year. We just met someone who lost a loved one to the monster that still lurks in the basement. That sarcophagus they just built, that's what they're trying to keep in. People don't like to point out the macabre because it can make an exciting story seem a little insensitive. When I was there, this tour group showed up behind mine, and this guy in a military outfit jumped out and started barking orders at everybody in his group, So everybody kind of scurried out, and they looked around, and they took pictures really quick, and then he waved a dosimeter in the air, and he started screaming again. And everybody started running into the bus like the radiation was after them or something, and they all took off. My guide, by comparison, was about 5 foot something, and she had a pink backpack. That's her bread and butter. One bad day in the zone, and she's not making a living. She gave us good advice, and I still watched a guy lose his boots. There's a series of checkpoints you got to go through going in and out of the zone, but when you're going out, you have to stand in these radiation detectors. They look like these upright metal boxes that would smash you if you failed. One of the guys in my group had treaded somewhere he wasn't supposed to, and he did not pass. Cat! The machine said not good enough, and 2 soldiers grabbed him, and off he went with my guide. Gone! He came back wet and barefooted. He passed that time. It's taken me a long time to figure out what to do with this Chernobyl experience of mine. I didn't take great cameras with me because I didn't own a great camera. I didn't have any follow-up because I wasn't going there to follow up. I was going there to experience something that I felt I grew up with. The thing that sticks with me about Chernobyl to this day is how familiar it was. The mines don't run in my town anymore. I know the ruins that come with a dead industry and the abandoned homes that come when you lose part of your economy like that. The new growth that's taking over the exclusion zone looks exactly like the shrubbery where our mines used to be. It doesn't look healthy. It's natural, but it's struggling. Chernobyl was the worst thing we could have done to the planet. This was a workplace accident that went after the employees, and then it went after the firefighters, and then it went after the town, and then it went after the town after that, and it took the people that you cared about most along the way. Your community is never the same after something like that. I think communities that have experienced something like that are bonded. This is Kimberly Freeman. I think she sings in a way that people from mining towns and fishing communities can relate. I think the people of Chernobyl understand us, even if we can't fully grasp what they've experienced.
Well, I heard there was a secret chord that David played, and it pleased the Lord. But you don't really care for music, do ya? Well, it goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall, and the major lift. The baffled king composing hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah,
All right, I'm going to tell you one more quick story before I split. When you're in there, moss and metal are not your friend. They accumulate the most radiation. There was this guy who had snuck in there on one of those stalker trips, one of the illegal trips. Anyways, he was everywhere as he wasn't supposed to. He didn't have anybody looking out for him or anything like that. And when he left, because he didn't have to go through the checkpoints, he got to the airport and he set off all the alarms there. He was polluted. When they looked into his adventures, they figured that he must have sat in one of the bumper cars in the carnival section where the Ferris wheel is. But they gave him a private flight home, right? Like, share, and subscribe if you will.